Hey coaches, today we're going to talk about some Red Zone RPO. The first one is off of split zone, and before we talk the RPO portion, I just want to go over split zone for the people that aren't familiar. What we're basically doing is we're blocking inside zone up front, so we're going to be working our combo blocks up to the second level, and I think about it as being zone read, except instead of reading the backside end, we're going to have the H-back cross the formation and kick him out. So it's just a way to get linebackers to start moving on the split zone action, as well as kind of keeping your quarterback safer, because you don't have that unblocked defensive end. Your quarterback tends not to get hit. The RPO portion of it is, in this case, we're running a slant RPO, and then this guy's more of a dig on the backside. So who we're reading is kind of, you can do it two ways. You can read the play side linebacker, or you can read the overhang defender. Most teams in the red zone are going to go man coverage, so it's basically just to tell this guy to run a good route and get open. What really ultimately, it could be a pre-snap read. If the safety rolls down into the box, the slant will be open. If the safety stays in the middle of the field, then you should be able to run it into a light box. So here's the end zone shot. You can see the safety sky down into the box. The overhang player is coming off the edge, and he's just one-on-one on the slant. Here's a better look at it. The split zone action is going to be this H-back cutting across. That's going to really sell the linebackers run. Quarterback does a nice job on the mesh right here. Here's the good slant route crossing that D-back's face. Wide open, middle of the field, touchdown. Pretty simple play. Something that I think high school quarterbacks could be able to pull off. So here's the same play, just different run action, but same route. Instead of just the plain old split zone with the H-back crossing, they're going to run GH counter look. So the guard's going to pull and the H-back's going to pull. The only thing I don't like about this play is what this slot receiver does. It's well taught. The idea is good. He's going to try to get underneath this guy and block him, but he ends up carrying him into the play. So as you can see, he's kind of running underneath trying to block this guy. Here's the slant into the window. We fake the RPO. Now he's going to throw the slant, but yards after catch is not really possible because this guy ran his man into him. But for sake of showing the play, here's a good look at it. The timing. There's your GH pull. There's your slant, catch and run. Pretty easy completion for a first down. Take a look at the end zone shot here so you can see the guard and H-back pulling. It looks like run for sure. If you're a linebacker, it's not like you can bail on that thinking it's pass. So that's split zone RPO. Now we're going to change into a little different look here. And this is just a really cool play. So typically on the goal line, you run a lot of power run plays. So what this team is going to do, it's USC. They're going to motion over as the kick out. They're going to pull this backside guard and run, traditional power. The RPO portion of it is this Y tight end on the backside is going to bluff like he's blocking and then run out into the flat. So the RPO portion is to hit this out route. What you're going to see in the film is that the quarterback ends up keeping it. And I don't know if that's like a triple option where he can give, throw it, or keep it. It sure looks like he is pretty decisive. But either way, there's the fake power. Quarterback keeps it, runs it right in the end zone. But if you notice how wide open the tight end gets off of his block, he could have easily thrown it to him. So here's that tight end with the bluff look. He just kind of scoots past him, and there's no one covering him. He could easily just flip it out over that defensive end's head, but he just decides to keep it. You know how quarterbacks are; they tend to call their own number, which is a lot of times a good thing. So then our third look here. This is not necessarily an RPO. When I was putting this film together, I was thinking it was, but the more I watch it, it probably isn't. It could be a pre-snap, based on coverage. But what I was initially thinking is this guy's going to come in motion, and it's out of empty, so you can either turn and throw the flare screen behind your three blockers, or the run pass option portion is we're going to run pin and pull action away from the flare screen. So now the quarterback can keep it and have a lead blocker to the end zone. This is a really cool play. So this is Georgia versus Ohio State. Here's the empty look. Receiver's going to go in orbit motion. He's just going to catch and run. It really doesn't get much simpler than that. What I do really like, though, is this receiver's in good position to down block on this end. Then they're going to pull out the tackle. Everybody else is going to reach block hard to the play side. So there's the motion. There's the front side reach blocks. Here's the pin, and then here's the tackle pulling. So as he gets out there, he's going to make a good block, and you're basically telling your quarterback, hey, outrun this defensive tackle, which he does very easily. So those are the three pretty cool RPO type plays in the red zone. Hopefully you guys can get something from that. Visit simplefootballsystems.com for more resources. There's a lot of playbook type stuff on there, and you guys have a good one. Thanks.